Another day in Japan. Well, it's 7 a.m. I wanted to beat the masses to my favorite place in Japan. This is the Fushimi Inari Shrine in Kyoto, and it is spectacular. Oh yeah, in case you didn't notice, I'm now in Kyoto, the old capital of Japan, and it is magical. Let me tell you a story about Fushimi Inari. This place is not just a shrine. It's like stepping into another world. You see these iconic orange torii gates? Each one has actually been donated, and it's estimated that there are over 10,000 gates lining the trails of Mount Fushimi, each contributed by someone seeking to express gratitude, hope, and prayers for success. Isn't this just insane? It's so cool. So all the Japanese symbols, I'm holding my tripod, are on the back, so it's not until you turn around you can see how magical and cool it really looks. But this is the third time I've been here, and it's just as good as the first. I'm just speechless all over again. It's so crisp. It's a bit cold. There's not actually that many people, so I'm loving life. It's stuff like this where sometimes you think it'd be cool if there's someone else here, but this is a lifelong memory I'm never, ever gonna forget. Oh, it's absolutely incredible. Okay, so I was just having a Google. This shrine was the first shrine. It was founded before Kyoto became the capital of Japan in the year 711. And approximately there's 10,000, give or take a little bit, of these orange gates up the mountain. So it's like a mountain and you can walk all around it, and it's just like filled with these kinds of things. It's absolutely like mind-blowing. I love it. All right, so as mentioned, it's a mountain littered with these gates, so I'm gonna take a hike. I'll make it cinematic, but if I see anything super cool, I'll obviously stop and show you, but let's get cinematic up in here. I can't lie to you. Walking a path carved by centuries of prayers and dreams, overlooked by thousands of vermilion torii gates, makes me realize just how vast history truly is. I love that I have the ability to capture this moment and share it with you in my own creative way. These lands once home to ancestors and people of immense power and wealth in ancient times now welcome travelers from across the globe. It's humbling to stand in a place where history breathes, where the past meets the present, and where the stories of so many live on. So one thing I've noticed, which is different, it's still so cool, but all the Japanese characters are on the back side of the pillars. So the foot traffic goes this way, so we all walk this way, and unless you turn around and look, you wouldn't notice. But I wonder why they do that. I have no idea, but it's cool. This place is so spectacular. So it's got like the pathway, we're like 3/4 of the way up the mountain, that people follow up, and then next to it there's just all these areas like this, and then the pathway that comes back down. The energy though is like nothing I've ever experienced before. Magical. If you're ever in Kyoto, head to the Fushimi Inari Shrine. Well, Good afternoon. As always, I went for a random walk around the streets of Kyoto and stumbled across this monumental shrine, and it's phenomenal. I think this is good for you to do, but it's freezing cold. As I've mentioned before, one of my favorite things to do when I go to a new country or a new city is to just walk around and see what I come across. And in Japan, the random temples and the random shrines that you just stumble across blow my mind. It's insane. So, being from Australia, right? We're not really a country that possesses a lot of history. And our history is not that great anyway. But places like this, the fact that like it's sectioned off, you can't walk there, it's just the people that are working here. And it still feels so like ancient and historical. For someone like me who is in love with that kind of stuff, this really is spectacular, but just an observation from an Australian to you. I have no idea what any of these say. None of them are in English. It's cool though, but I'm gonna keep walking. Just thought I'd show you this part because it surprised me. It's so too cold, yeah. Yeah, so cold. She's Japanese and she's saying it's cold. Imagine how I'm doing right now. But this is spectacular. Well, good morning. It's currently 5:15 in the morning and we're walking the very empty streets of Kyoto City, as you can probably tell, because my brother who lives here hit me up last night and said, hey, do you want to go hike an abandoned shrine in the morning? I was like, yeah, of course. And he's like, just get here by 6. So we've got to get to the train station and make it happen, but let's go. This should be cool. But first, it'd be rude not to, right? Still baffles me that these can be hot. Oh, delicious. All right, well, we're at the bottom, as you can see. This is the entrance to it. It's a tiny little Japanese orange gate. We walk up there. My brother said, firstly, he said, don't put me in your video. Secondly, he said it's pretty like full on, so I'm ready if you are, but let's get it. So one thing that's so cool is like randomly up the trail, you get these orange gates with Japanese characters transcribed on them, but it just randomly put, and this whole thing's abandoned, like no one comes up here at all. It's very cool. I'm excited to see what the top looks like. Okay, so this next part looks really cool, but I'm not sure if it's like a cemetery or like bad to film here, so I'll just do a quick glance through to show you what it is, but I'm not going to go into depth with my filming on it, okay? Alright, my brother got fed up with me putting the camera down, walking in front of it, running back, picking it up, all this kind of stuff. So we're just gonna troop her onto the top and I'll show you when we get there. It's amazing how much your breathing's affected when you're up in the mountains. Because, you know, I'm a fit dude, but I think we're near the top. Whoa. Look at this. Absolutely breathtaking. And my brother just let me know that I'll try and point it out, but can you see in the distance? It's the Kyoto castle. It's closed, you can't go in, but we'll find a way one day. But I love the color of all the leaves, the difference, everything. It's truly magnificent. Under. So we're walking and there was a sign that said there's another shrine this way. And it's cool. It's a bit, scary. Eerie is the term I'm looking for. It's a bit eerie, but it's pretty cool. Of course, I had to show you. And then you've got like the stairs going back down into the mountain, but they don't really lead anywhere anymore because it's abandoned, of course. But look at this, it's cool. See, as I mentioned, they have all these cool engravings, but stairs down to nothing. And then there's also like the orange gates. There's heaps of broken ones that just get dumped into the forest to just rot. I assume they just rot away, but that's the view. Magnificent, hey? Anyway, let's get a move on. It's been so cool being able to explore Japan again, and the last few days have just been core memories that I'm sure I'll remember forever. One thing that's a bit difficult for me here in Japan is my tattoos, obviously. So I've talked about it a little bit, and I've heard people talk about it, but I've actually been kicked out of like 3 gyms now. I can't go to bathhouses, I can't go to some cafes, and people definitely look at me funny. But it's just, the way I'm looking at it is like, it's so cool that there's a culture that's still so stuck on the tattoos issue. It's just something different, you know, their culture, not mine. I have to adapt to it. But what we've seen the last few days have just been absolutely mind-blowing, and I've gotten to capture and share it with you, which has been awesome. I've loved every second of it, really. I bet you thought I was going to end the video there, I'm not. I just wanted to say, as always, much love. I appreciate the support so much, and I'm going to work on making my videos a bit better because I have not been that happy with them recently, which we'll touch on in the next video, but thank you.